Okay, we'll wait here a couple more minutes and we'll get started, maybe a minute or two. Betsy, are is everybody on that you had expected to be on?
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, okay. All
Well,
right.
I expected salespeople to be on too, but if they're busy, as John Sweeney mentioned, and that's
Yeah,
fine. They're going to have to catch up on Monday. Unfortunately, I wanted them to be on today because I didn't want the whole weekend to go by, and tomorrow's a big day.
sure.
So, but it's okay. We'll wing it until Monday.
Okay, yeah, no problem. And we also have a script. The script I had sent along, and we'll go over that here as well. So we'll
Yeah, I
go ahead.
printed that out for everyone. Mhm.
Okay. Well, thank you very
Yeah, I'll go
much. I
back on the
appreciate
floor.
that.
Mhm.
We'll go ahead and get started and walk through this. This product is a very detailed, personalized product. Betsy, I know you had seen it previously, and John had seen it as well. I'm going to review the product with you. I'll review some best practices, some of the ideas on what to say to help convert these opportunities that are calling in. And this whole training or introduction, product introduction, will last about 15 to 20 minutes. It's obviously an informal call, so feel free to jump in or have discussion as we go. If you could mute your phones in the interim of any questions or open conversation, I'd appreciate that. That way we eliminate phones and sirens and those types of things. Sometimes people eat their lunch during these, and that's okay. Just please mute. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and get started. My name is Brad Scarborough. I'm with Neo Marketing. I believe Troy Van Natta is on the phone with us as well, and he's with Neo also. He'll be the one that comes to the dealership and works with you on site. This is the product. So we refer to this product as a from the desk of. This product, we've sent out 5,000 of these, and they're starting to hit homes today. This product it will include an offer or an insert, which I'll show you as well. But the product is made to look like John sat at his desk. He ripped off a note from a notepad and hand wrote a note to a specific person asking to buy their vehicle. This is a trade-in lead generator, this product. The note is done, and I'll get into the process on how this note is manufactured. There is very, very rarely, matter of fact, I can never think of one circumstance where somebody had called in from this note and they thought it was printed. That's because it's actually handwritten with a Bic pen. So it's very important to realize that every person that calls in from this note is believing that John wrote this to them individually and personally. The note is very simple in format. It says the person's first name will be dropped in there. In this case, let's just say Brad. Brad, do you still have your 2007 Jeep Liberty? Would you like to sell it? We can offer you, and there's a trade amount in there. That trade amount is a black book appended trade amount. That's a real number. That's a real number based on your area from Black Book. And then we just simply write in here, what color is it and how many miles are on it? Give me a call. And then there's a local number on here. Of course, you can see the local number on here as well. There's a holiday sales event, which we put in there for co-oping reasons. You can see the address. So this is very much made to look like a personalized note. Any questions this far? No? Okay.
No.
All right. Again, just stop me or jump in if need be, and we can have any conversations answered. This is the insert that's included in the product. This is a $9.95 oil change with a qualified appraisal. This is very effective to get people to actually confirm their appointments. So when somebody's calling in on this note, our number one objective is to set an appointment. This $9.95 oil change helps very much with that. So it's very important that if a person sets an appointment, that not only just looking to get an oil change, they have to get their car appraised when they come in for that oil change. This is part of the offer, and it's included with the note inside the envelope. couple facts about the from the desk of this product. It's made to look like a handwritten note, as I mentioned. It's done with an 85-step process. And I know it looks very simple, but it actually takes 85 steps to do this. It's done with a 3D printer. We actually can do 440 of these in an hour, so it's a kind of a slow process. We take a Bic pen and put it in the 3D printer, and it actually hand writes these notes. When the Bic pen runs out of ink, we take and remove it and put another Bic pen in there, and it literally continues to handwrite these notes. The open rate on these notes, they are about 95% or higher with this product, just due to how authentic it looks. Again, I never have listened to a phone call where somebody believes that this was a printed product. Everybody that calls in truly believes that this is a handwritten product, and that's because it is a handwritten product. It's not printed. Our goal with this product is 100% to set appointments. People are calling in. There's a trade value on there. They think it's a personalized communication. 100% needs to focus on setting an appointment. People want to call in and say and talk, or they want to do things as typical phone opportunities call in and do. These people are generally quick to set appointments, and that's what we need to focus on with this product. The product, we want to generate phone calls. That's ideally what we do, and it works very well to generate phone calls. Once that phone call happens, we need to make sure that we're focusing on our goal and the general rule of thumb to set that appointment. And we'll get into some conversion practices or best practices to convert those phone leads here in a second. Again, it's a buyback product. These are trade-in leads. So we have to keep in mind that there isn't a new offer on here or a used offer on here. The people need to be steered to what you feel is going to be the best circumstance for them. If somebody calls in and they have a 2005 Escape, you may want to consider setting an appointment for them, and they're going to look at a CPO or a new vehicle or a pre-owned vehicle. It's simply going to be up to the sales person or people at that time when the person arrives. Okay, now these are best practices to make sure that we have a firm ROI, and that's obviously our main goal here is to get a return on this investment. We did mail out 5,000 of these. So it's really important when the receptionist answers the phone or whoever answers the phone, if the calls are coming directly into the BDC, that we don't refer to this as a mailer. People don't believe it's a mailer. They don't believe it's an advertisement. They believe that this is a note that John sat down at his desk and hand wrote. And it's really important that we emphasize and continue that type of personalized communication. Although we mailed out 5,000 of these, the person that's calling believes they're the only one that John reached out to. So in that conversation, when it comes in, they'll ask for John Sweeney. The receptionist will transfer to you based on her conversation. She'll say, oh, I'm familiar with that note that John sent out trying to buy some inventory. Let me get you somebody on his team. They'll transfer the call into you guys. And at that point, you'll say, thank you for calling. John did make me aware that some of the notes he was sending out, what color is your car and how many miles are on it? Tell me a little bit about your car. Then I would immediately get a phone number and follow the script at that point, a name, phone number, and go right for setting an appointment. The receptionist is key to this process. When they come in, there's going to be a lot of people calling in for asking for John. She can't transfer those to voicemail or to the sales desk or to John's desk. She needs to understand that every call that comes in for John, especially over the next week, needs to be transferred to the phone department, whether that be BDC or if it's after hours, the proper channels. And when somebody calls in and asks for John, she needs to ask or address, or he needs to say, did you receive one of John's notes? That's it. If they say, yes, I received one of John's notes, okay, great. Let me get you to him or somebody on his team and then directly transfer it into the BDC. And then the BDC can walk through their appointment setting process. Any questions? I know I'm going fast.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
No questions.
No questions yet? All right. So anytime we do 5,000 mailers, and I'm sure you guys have been through this before, you're always going to receive a few people, early responders are going to say, I don't have that car. I sold that car 7 years ago. I just wrecked that car last week. That was my ex-wife's, ex-husband's. That was my grandpa's, those types of phone calls. You're going to get those calls. And it's important if somebody wants removed, all you have to do is get their name and address and send it to me, and I will have them removed from any type of list. But that's just again to give you a heads up, the initial phone calls that you receive. Sometimes there's going to be people that say, hey, how did you get my information? How did John Sweeney know that I had the 2007 Liberty, and how did you get my address? I've never been in there to buy a car. Well, there are records and there are databases, and you can just utilize us in that circumstance. So, we use a company and we're looking for specific type of vehicles to buy, and you were indicated as having that type of vehicle. So we reached out to you. John reached out to you. And that's the truth. I mean, that's exactly what happened. We look for people that are currently in a buying cycle. They've been in these cars for 30 months. They've owned this car, like I mentioned, for at least 30 months. It's model year 2000 to 2015. And they're primarily all Kia owners. Okay, so that's a really important part of the conversation. Some people are going to call in and say, hey, I have my car leased from you guys. I leased it 30 months ago. Are you telling me it's ready? And you can pick up the conversation there. So there might be a customer or two of yours included in here that you're more than welcome to pick up and bring in as well. But all of the people, recipients of this note that John Sweeney wrote, are people that haven't purchased a car in the last 30 months. You'll still get a couple people that say, I no longer have that car, and that's okay. We do track progress. We put a unique tracking phone number on here, and we listen to every single phone call. We listen to the phone calls for, number one, quality. We want to make sure that we're providing quality prospects. Number two, to make sure that we're doing everything we can to help you convert these opportunities. When people call in and these trade-in leads call in, we want to make sure that we're focusing with laser focus on what we can do best to support you selling as many cars, setting as many appointments, and selling as many cars from this program as possible. So that's why we listen to the calls. We're always trying to improve. The word track that Betsy printed out and passed out to everybody, that is based on listening to tens of thousands of these phone calls, literally, and doing what we can to craft a message to convert them to an appointment that shows and is a very hot prospect to buy a car. Our 95% open rate, we usually have about a 75% appointment setting ratio. From the appointment setting ratio, we have about a 75% show ratio. And then from that 75% show ratio, we usually have somewhere in a 40 to 50% sale ratio, just to kind of give you some numbers of why we try and impact as best we can. I'm going to show you the script itself real quick. I know I just paused my screen, so don't be alarmed. Bear with me 1 second while I pull up the script. Any questions while we're waiting? We're about 17 minutes in, and I promised we wouldn't go past 20, so I just want to make sure if you have any questions, please share.
I think we're okay so far.
Okay, great. Well, here's the script that you have. You have it in front of you, and feel free to email me if you need it. I can email it right to you. It just says, thank you for calling, Jack Daniels. How may I help you? Somebody's going to say, and again, this is based on thousands of phone calls from this exact product. The caller's going to say, hey, I got this thing, or I got this note in the mail, or John wrote me a letter, asking about my car. Can I speak with him? So at that point, you want to convert the conversation from them wanting John to making sure that you convey to them that you can help them. Because they're going to want to talk to John. Again, they believe that he wrote that to them individually, trying to engage them personally. So you need to step in at that point and say, you know what, John's tied up. He's with the customer right now. He did make me aware of the notes. I'll be glad to help you. He told me about these notes. What type of vehicle do you have? I have a 2007 Liberty. All right, great. Just so I don't waste your time, let me check with my manager. This is called a deliberate pause. You guys can use this, or you don't have to use the script. That's another important part of this. We provide you this as a tool. You're more than welcome to tie in your own phone skills to this, which I'm sure everybody has. But we like to put a deliberate pause, get a phone number in case we get disconnected. We ask the spelling of their last name, and then ask the customer to hold for 15, 60 seconds. We ask them to hold the deliberate pause just so that we can re-emphasize with them the seriousness of the call. We put them on hold for 15 seconds. It says 30 to 60, but I actually like 15 seconds, and then we get back. All right, great. You know, my mate's still looking for that 2007 Liberty. You know, let's talk about when we can get together. What's best for you? This afternoon at 4:15 or 4:45, or possibly tomorrow in the morning. And they're going to say, well, you know what? I can come in tonight at 4:30. All right, you know what? I'm in the middle of something at about 4:30. Is 4:45 okay? And then set the appointment for them to come in at 4:45. I believe in e-testing. And then there's just some objection overcoming here. You're going to hear some people say, well, you know, I'll try and get in there this weekend, or I'll try and get in there, you know, when I can, those types of things. Really try and nail them down to an appointment, as I'm sure you all always do. This is what you guys do every day, and these opportunities aren't much different from many of the sales calls. The main difference is people don't believe that this is a marketing campaign. They believe this is a personalized note from John Sweeney. So any questions at this point? I mean, we're pretty much through all of the information on the product and some of the best practices.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How do we go about finding out what vehicle they're interested in purchasing?
Well, that's going to be completely up to you. That's one of the beautiful things about this product is that you can direct them to whatever area you feel is necessary. We don't look at credit history on this, so they might need some help that way. They might be a cash buyer. They might be interested in
Well, do you think it's best to do that once they come in the door?
Yes.
So should we just get them in based on them wanting to sell us their car, and then, you know, then once they're in, the salesperson can take steps to, you know, say, okay, so what, you know, you're selling us your car, so what are you going to be replacing this with something, or?
Yeah, that's a great point, and that's exactly what this is designed to do. Get them in with the idea that we're looking to buy their car and fill our lot with great inventory. And you know, we found this, we uncovered this gem in data. That's why we reached out to you about your 2007 Liberty. When can you get in? If they're coming in and they're interested in selling their car, I mean, 1 out of 100 people might just want to sell their car and not replace it with something else. They're going to be interested in something else, but their main focus, and a lot of times, as you guys know, a person's point of negotiation starts with a trade-in. So we cater to that. We're catering to them, saying, all right, here's a black book value that's a very good number, a very aggressive number for you to look at. Come on in. Let's see if I can buy your vehicle for that number, and then you know, go through the sales process at that point. More often, as I mentioned, 99 out of 100 are going to want to consider buying a new or pre-owned, a new vehicle, a CPO, or something pre-owned when they come in. And it's all going to be up to the salesperson about uncovering that conversation from these opportunities and landing them on the right car. But that's a very good point. 100% get them in based on the idea that they want to sell, that you want to buy their car. And then let the salesperson sell once they're in the dealership. Great question. Thanks. Anything else? Troy, are you on the phone? He's on mute. Okay. He may be on mute. All right. Well, you know what? This was really the heart and soul of the product. We went through everything. We can, if you need me to mail you the example of the product, Betsy, did I send you the example of the product? I'm not sure. if
I don't have it, so I
All
don't
right.
know.
I'm going to send you that as soon as we hang up here, just so that you have the availability to take a look at that. The reason you don't have...
Well, we saw it on the PowerPoint. Mhm.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll just send you the larger version. The reason you don't have
Okay.
seeds, or you don't have the actual product mailed to you ahead of time, is because they are handwritten, and we can't create them, only a few of them beforehand. We create the whole batch of 5,000, 10 of them all at once. So that's why you don't have the actual product samples with you. But all right, well, we'll go ahead and conclude. Let you guys get back to enjoying your day and all the business that you have. I'll be chiming in from time to time, so if you need anything, feel free to call me or email me or reach out to me for any questions you may have. So I really appreciate your time, and everybody have a great day.
Thank you, you too. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. You too.